Welcome back to Ball Up Top, where we swing the rock and get people to talk. We got a full slate today, folks. We got Andrew, we got Tyler, we got Greer. We almost got enough to run fives, but that goddamn Rashard.
He's never coming on the show.
Oh my God, bro.
Leave in the comments. The peer pressure Rashard in the comments.
Not too much on our defensive anchor and footwork specialists, please.
No, we're trying to get him on for luxury tax. We've sent out stuff to his agent. We have not heard anything.
Dude, these SIDs, man.
He truly is our Lauren Betts. We're just tanking, waiting for our front court to arrive.
Yes. I need my screener, please. I need my
the Dallas Wings of women's basketball media. And does that make Chauny, whose job it is to keep us all afloat and bring all the eyeballs and all of the interest to Paige Bueckers of this?
Wait a minute, because as you're talking, I'm like,
wait, am I
Kurt Miller, Crystal Clannis, Paige Bueckers?
Am I Hines Allen?
Allen.
Yes, you're definitely the person in the crowd telling people not to talk shit.
Hey guys, hey. No, it is me because I'm the one that everyone always comes to whenever someone's mad at our takes. It's always me.
True. This is
immediately off the rails.
So am I? Okay, well, I will have this existential crisis offline, but online, folks. It's that time. It's almost the holiday season. It's almost college season. Home field merch, like this lovely Fighting Gamecock shirt.
Great shirt.
Yeah, you can get yours for 15% off your first purchase. Specifically, Gamecock shirts. Just get Gamecock shirts only. That's all. No, get everything. Pro tip: do your Christmas shopping now. Save yourself some pain and anguish. Get 15% off your first purchase. If you have a significant other, go on their laptop, type in home field, and then exit out. So now it's in the algorithm, in the commercials, like the ads are going to pop up. Don't say I ever helped you tank your relationship. But we also have another special thing for home field. I'm going to throw it over to Tyler. Tyler, catch it.
Oh, lovely. Caught. You know what else is catching? Touchdowns in Norman, Oklahoma, because we're in the national championship this year. But there's college football cases.
Okay. Hey, keep going.
Look, you want to throw it to me? I'm catching them. I'm taking it to the crib. It's going. We're going home.
He really is Hines Allen. What are you doing?
We're going home with it, okay? But no, there's some. Okay, go to hell. But look, there's some fantastic college football boxes right now. We're about to get into college football season. Go check it out, and while you're there, the No Cat Space collection as well. Just go check out everything Home Field's doing. It's genuinely all fantastic quality stuff, whether it be the hats, the shirts, the hoodies, you name it. It's all great. So that's my pitch for you, Chauny. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, throw it back. God.
And I guess I gotta get deep in my bag since I'm such a high IQ player.
Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. Time to enter the mid range.
Time to lock in. Time to pull all of the bench players along with you.
Hey, but I'm
only so many shot attempts though.
I was getting ready to say 12 shots. I'm out. You guys, you better hope I don't get to 12 before this episode ends because I can't go in the fourth.
This is technically an Everybody Eats podcast, so like we do match up the general man bun ethos here too.
We do.
No. We're using your wife's bun in the background. Okay. Crystal Clannis bun. I'm cutting it off.
Oh my God!
Is that your wife, Greg Bibb? I think that makes your wife Greg Bibb. Like she's standing off in the distance watching.
You gotta fight back. You can't let that slide.
No, if anything, she's Kurt Miller because she's the one that's off to the side yelling, "Call a timeout."
That's what I meant, Kurt Miller. Like she's standing off at the press conference, just watching, making sure you're not back on Twitter.
Oh, easily. Where would I be without my better half? Shouts to No Cap Wife. We'd love that.
Oh man! So speaking of well-oiled machines, the Minnesota Lynx.
Okay, come on, transition. Yes,
get us back on track. Get us back on track. We're gonna electric slide on over to Minnesota. They're cooking. Dejanay's there. She's getting acclimated. She won't do the electric slide, which that's their problem, not mine. Fee's still out, but they're holding down the fort. Are the Minnesota Lynx are they that different? Are they hers? bros and broettes?
I brought this up because Tyler was the one that said it in our Sunday wrap show that he had Minnesota in this tier above like the Atlantas and New Yorks of the world. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Even with Dejanay, I'm not there yet because I feel like between New York and Atlanta fully healthy, there is still a big element in Atlanta that Minnesota will have trouble countering when Brittany Griner is on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Agreed.
I think with New York, when Stewie is on, you have a hard time catching.
When is that going to be?
I'm glad you said it because I didn't want to be the only hater here. Because she had that streak when she came back, and it's like, okay, she's had knee surgery. She's looking spry. She was, ooh. And it's like, all right, classic Stewie. And then it's kind of been like,
man, Greer and Chauny agreeing on Stewie. Like,
well, first of all, hang on. Half of my thing was for BG as well.
Okay, yeah, don't get it twisted. It's
for both, but New York's goals were incredibly clear, right? Coming into the season, they wanted to repeat. They want to go back to back, and so
wait a minute.
They made the moves during the offseason and frankly during the season as well in acquiring Emma Miesemann. Stewie's been out this entire month, and she said the goal was for her to get back by her birthday, which is like in August 27th or something like that. So that's still another 2 weeks, right? But yeah, when is that going to be? She's shooting like 20% from three this year. Like that's
it's been rough.
And again, she's a player who
that's almost as bad as her finals performance, where she shot 17% in the series and lost at home.
Yeah, so I'm like, again, Stewie always playing for the big piece of chicken when it counts most, right? Like that has always, that's all. So I'm not going to say that I'm like New York is not going to be in the conference finals or the finals, but like right now, the way it's trending for them, Chauny, you're not really taking this as an opportunity to hate on the person that should be carrying them, which I find fascinating.
Oh no! Don't lob that up to these two, please.
So when is that going to be for either BG or Stewie? Because you could argue that both of their best days are behind them. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And they both are supposed to be major factors in either one of those teams making a run, but like.
So here's my counter to this.
When is that taking shape?
So my counter to this is I don't know how much you need Stewie on the offensive side of the ball, but I do think you need her on the defensive side. If you want to counter Minnesota, you are going to need to have versatility, but also speed. And I know that's kind of funny when we say Breanna Stewart and speed in the same sentence, but like she is objectively faster and recovers quicker than a Leonie Fibic or an Emma Miesemann, right? And that, to me, in watching that game over the weekend, that's where that third quarter run happened for Minnesota, was they went small. They had Dejanay out there with, I believe, K-Mac and Courtney Williams. And whenever they were forcing turnovers and running in transition, there were 2 or 3 possessions that were wide open threes that literally occurred because Miesemann or Fibic was too slow to get back on defense, or one of them got caught under or over a screen, right? And when the fastest person you have in your backcourt is Natasha Cloud, you're putting so much on her to defend small on that side of the ball, right? And so I think the only way, if you're New York, that you're able to effectively counter that is to, have a somewhat quicker, longer player in Stewie. And we've seen defensively just how bad they've been when they don't have her to help out, at that 4 spot. But I think you also need somebody that can create the mismatch where you can make a team pay for going small. I don't think Atlanta has that problem, because I think depending on what happens with Jordan Canada's injury in the long term, I do think they have the speed, like the speed of guards, to be able to handle when Minnesota goes small. And BG, while, it's been rare that we've gotten vintage BG this season, one of the games in which we did get vintage BG was on the road in Minnesota, in which Atlanta won, right? And that series, believe it or not, has been very close this year. I think Minnesota, it's 1-1 between the two. And I think New York is up on Atlanta 2-1 so far this regular season, but all of the games have been within 8 points. And as it pertains to Minnesota, the only win Minnesota's gotten against Atlanta came in overtime. Like, it was a 4-point overtime win in Atlanta. So I'm not at Tyler's place yet of like putting Minnesota on the pedestal that we put like the aces of 2023, where it was beat them if you can. You know what I mean? I'm not there with
lob you're throwing. You see this lob you're throwing? No, but to me, I think it's honestly, to me right now, it's more that Minnesota is the only one that hasn't seen a drop off, because all three of these teams have suffered injuries, have had people in and out of the lineup, and yet Minnesota has kept chugging and has looked phenomenal, like looked dominant on the defensive end against New York. And just adding in Dejanay to that is like, it just made so much sense, honestly, to me. Like, there was never, I didn't have really any worry, frankly, like that entire time in the lead up to the trade and all that. Like, I was pretty confident in it working, and it's frankly doing better even than I expected. Like, the scoring output and everything has been phenomenal in these first couple of games. So to me, it's not even about that Minnesota has done something absolutely insane that has set them apart. More like that Aces team, where I feel like it was like such like a, wow, we are witnessing something here with that Vegas team in a way. Whereas the Minnesota, it's more like, y'all haven't stumbled. The Liberty have absolutely stumbled. The Dream have had their stumbles at times. And so while both those teams at their best can be the WNBA champion, I think they both, all three of these teams can absolutely be champion. If you told me any of these teams left this season as champion, I wouldn't be like, nah, you're lying. Like, it's possible. But in the way of consistency and like the floor of these teams, Minnesota hasn't dipped nearly as much of either of the other two. And that's why I have them right there. But at really any point, either of the other two teams can lift up and play at the level of that Minnesota tier that I currently have them in.
And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, mentally, Minnesota is ahead of those two teams. Because, like, honestly, you don't need a 100% Stewie if you have 100% Jonquel. If everybody remembers, including Jonquel, who Jonquel is.
But then we've had this for 3, 4, 5 years.
Every single year. It's like Groundhog's Day. Is Jonquel going to remember who she is? Is the Liberty going to remember who she is? Like, if you have 100% Jonquel,
we're having a completely different conversation. If that's
exactly, you're done. But it's just like, even with Stewie out, now we're seeing Slack Mamba take all of the shots, and it's like she's kind of riding passenger. And it's like, it don't work when she's in shotgun, because now you're like battling Paige Bueckers and the wings. And it's just like, why? Why are you doing this? This you should be blowing this team out. Who is that center, bro? Maisha Hines-Allen. So it's Jonquel versus Tyler. And you're telling me that Jonquel is not being like, not exploiting the matchup.
Wait a minute.
I hear that. I hear that.
And then it's like with Atlanta, again, BG not being 100%, Brianna Jones has been phenomenal. You know, they've been moving. Like, there's no drop off now. It's just with them, I need to see it in the playoffs. I need to see you make a deep run. Yeah. I need to see y'all, threaten to get to the finals. Like, that semifinals to me is like anything less than in the season is kind of, we got to have a conversation. Like, what did you do? Because
they also need their best player to consistently be their best player. And she has not done that this year.
Yeah. Alicia Gray has been great. What are you talking about?
There's another player that's shooting 20-something% from three right now. Who I think
Alicia Gray has been great. What are you talking about?
Hey.
If you look, you don't have to give it.
Come on, I don't know.
That's what I'm like genuinely interested in. And like, and it's more so like, it's not a knock I have right now, but it is more like a wait and see, where it's like, we don't know. Like, there's a bit of volatility, I feel like, with Atlanta, where you don't know, but sometimes these threes just don't fall, and like that's like that happens from time to time. And a team, obviously, they have the ability to switch their style of play. Like, you could play big, like you could absolutely do that with them. Nas Hillman has been fantastic for them and has added the 3-ball in that way and helping space the floor, which has made this work way more seamlessly than I frankly thought that it would in the preseason leading up to this, with seeing this roster on paper. But looking at players like Orion Howard, that can be streaky at times. Obviously, when Ryan's at her best, I mean, goodness gracious, like there's not a ton of scorers better than her in the league. But seeing this in a long-term playoff run of consistency for Atlanta, is where I get worried. And again, I look at that Minnesota floor that we've seen that is still just substantially higher to me than either of the floors from New York or Atlanta. And that's where I have my confidence in their playoff run.
I actually
like
Atlanta.
You brought up Vegas in 2023, and so I had to go look, right?
Yeah. We can find
that year. So Vegas led the league in net rating that year at 15.6, right? The next closest team was the New York Liberty at 10.8. This year, Minnesota is clearing the Atlanta Dream by at least 6 points. So like the gap, the margin is even bigger for Minnesota Lynx this year. They're at 14.7 and the Atlanta Dream are at 8.
Damn.
And then Tyler, to your point, and
if I'm not, I think and they're also leading in both offense and defense rating.
That's important too. That's important. Like,
so there's no slack on either end, right? They are absolute automatic team in the half court, like which we know when it comes to the playoffs. If you cannot execute in the half court, you're actually cooked. In the playoffs. And then on defense, right, they're missing Napheesa Collier, and all Alanna Smith has done is just step up to the plate and wreak havoc on opposing front courts.
And that to me, like the Valkyrie game, right? Like I like Atlanta playing like 5 out better than, dump it down, because the Valkyrie showed like they clogged the paint up and then things got weird. Like it was, mean Green Gate. So that was the first game. So
Jesus.
Yeah, like it's a blur, but it was a 1 possession game. And I remember like they clogged the paint up and really made it hard for BG to get a shot off. And that's how they lost that game. So it's like I asked that question, like what happens when the threes aren't falling? And it's kind of like we just make more. Like, I don't know. Like they seem to figure out how to shoot themselves out of, trouble. But like I'm with Tyler. I need to see it on a sustained run in the playoffs. Andrew, you had a point.
So yeah, the point is well taken on what are you going to get out of them in the playoffs, because it is important to remember this is Karl Smesko's first WNBA playoffs. And he's a dude who's been as far as the Sweet 16 in college. And I don't want to really hold that over him, because at Florida Gulf Coast, eventually you're going to hit like a talent disparity that it doesn't matter how good of a coach you are. You're going to play Dawn Staley's Monstars and you're going to lose. You know what I mean? That's just like the nature of that's just the nature of the game.
Throwing these lobs of praise, and I don't know.
No, but this is look. Chauny hasn't had a lot. Chauny hasn't had a lot to cheer about this year, so we're giving her reason to hold the nostalgia back up. You know what I mean? Which
did
is
you just call me a Dallas Cowboy fan? How dare you?
Here's the funniest thing about this, though, Chauny, is that like if Atlanta does go the distance, like you're right back in the mix here. Like you are our Atlanta reporter. Like you're in Atlanta now. So this is one of those things where it does technically allow you to win.
Sold Cox always up.
Somehow she always wins.
The pivot's diabolical. The pivot is forever diabolical.
Except on like April 6th.
I was about to say she always wins except for one real major one. I feel like where she was there in person for, but
So anyway,
to this point, Smesko's in the playoffs for the first time, and so I'm interested to see what he does, because to your point, Greer, about having to operate in the half court, he is a very good schematic coach, but Cheryl Reeve's got some diabolical shit up her sleeve too, like ready for him if it does come to that. The thing that I do think matters for Atlanta, especially as you get into the playoffs, is they are the league's best defensive rebounding team right now. And I think the ability to be on the boards really does matter when you start to get into grind it out, shot percentages start falling. You are in the half court, and that means the defensive intensity is going to be a little ratcheted up. To have a team that is able to rebound as effectively as Atlanta does, I think is one big piece of it as well. So I'm on the Smesko narcotic, bro. I am fully on it. Like I am ready. I am flying high. I'm like Bruno Mars at 1 a.m. at Park MGM. Like I am just, I'm ready to fly into the stars with the ATLetics movement. But
Which is interesting because you was on the Rashid. You was hitting that Rashid pack hard.
I'm gonna tell you this. I am still Team Rashid, because I was watching. Dog, I was watching that Mondays. A fiend, an absolute fiend. Like
Andrew only likes male WNBA coaches.
P-A-T-E-N-D, exactly. P-A-T-E-N-D. But I will say, like Minnesota, you brought up Atlanta's defensive rebounding. If Minnesota has an Achilles heel, it's that.
For sure.
It's defensive rebounding. We have seen so many games where possessions just have not ended for them defensively because they cannot get a rebound. I do think the emergence of Kliandakova helps. That's certainly. When she's gotten minutes against some of the best front courts this year, she's excelled. And I've been really impressed by her in the limited minutes as they've kind of figured her rotation out. And then also Dejanay can be a rebounding guard. Certainly now, more so than Courtney Williams or Napheesa Heidemann or Kayla McBride.
Yeah. On the Rashid point real quick. The reason I'm still on the narcotic is because the Connecticut Sun are 5-25. They're playing the Golden State Valkyries last night. It's the middle of the third quarter and they're getting beat by like 20. They have players diving for loose balls. Down 20, 5-25. Your season is over. And I know we're going to talk about the Sky in a second here, but like juxtapose what is happening in Chicago or even Dallas with what is happening in Connecticut. And like, there's no quit in Connecticut. And to me, that matters from a coach. It shows that the players haven't given up on the coach and that like, as rote and as contrived as we might think those pieces are, like, to me, that shit matters when it comes to culture building. Like, if people are still engaged and you've won 5 of 30 games and it's the doldrums of August, like that says something to me. So I'm still on the Rashid narcotic, but I will ask Greer this one question before we pivot. I had the take on Sunday, Alanna Smith DPOY. Are you willing to go Alanna Smith DPOY, or is Fee still on the ledge with that crown currently?
I think, given the fact that this is her second stint of missed games, I think you have to go with Smith because the best ability is availability, and she has been available in every single one of the matchups. And obviously, she, on offense, like anything that she gives you is a plus, but on defense, her like the Liberty tape alone.
Dude, that game was insane.
It
was ridiculous.
She was on the perimeter. She was down in the paint. She was everywhere Minnesota needed her to be when they needed her to be there, and she was making plays.
Beautiful.
The excitement about a UConn Husky potentially being moved off their perch by Greer, Chauny.
Well,
dude,
okay.
Shawnee's cold like heart grew 3 times today.
Because like if she doesn't get DPOY, that means she'll get MVP. That's just how it goes. So I'm thinking bigger picture here.
I knew we were.
This is true.
Consolation,
Speaking of a league of their own, the Sky suck. As we stated, they're just not good.
See Alonzo Mourning. It's like, well,
it's just multiple and consistent reports of ghetto coming from Chicago. They don't have hot water. I don't know, like 1 minute they don't have snacks. There's just a lot of things not happening in Chicago. And it's a culture mess. Like you said, players are not really... They're not fighting under Tyler Marsh like we thought they would. And that he is a more reserved kind of, quieter guy. So I was always curious how that would, like Spoon did well because she's like amped up, she had players that played her style and had her temperament. So I was always curious how going from that to that would translate. And just right now it's like they're saying I will say they're saying the right things in the press conference, because it's like Dejanay checked out and was just like aura farming every Kofanis clip.
Important. That's an important piece, genuinely. Like if you're going through this, the press conference is a big deal.
Like we're not seeing a whole bunch of clips coming out of huddles where they're doing this and we're Jim Halpert to the camera, like yeah, exactly.
The Haley Jones Dallas Wings meme is gonna live in my head rent free forever. That meme needs to be a little bit more mainstream than it is. It's the fact that you can see the whites of her eyes so clearly on like a 480p broadcast.
There's so much shock, like so much
genuine mobile device, like
so much. No zoom needed. Like every ounce of shock and genuine confusion was all displayed.
It's my third day out here. You want me to take a game winner? Like, come on, dog.
Like that. And
do you know how bad it's gotta be that she never did that with Tanisha Wright?
Oh,
like the camera
like,
never picked up
with her
Tanisha
outfit,
Wright.
she never did it. Tanisha came in like denim trousers.
And guess who's on the sky bench?
Yeah.
This is a great point.
And it's like Haley still never made that face at any of those fits, but she made it at that clipboard at that time. I would pay, like, since the WNBA app is kind of useless, like, give me the behind the scenes, like moments like that. I need people mic'd up. Give me the behind footage of what play did he call. I want to see what garnered this reaction, and I would pay for that. Yeah, but like in Chicago, we're seeing professionalism. I'm gonna give them that. We are seeing, at the very least, we're trying to hold it together so like people can't chip away at our locker room and say like, this person stormed off, this person did this. Mm-hmm. Like Angel's still coming to the games despite being injured.
Is she?
Not the last couple.
Yeah.
Indiana. I'm good on her coming to Indiana again. I'm fine.
I'm okay with skipping that one. Just
I am
off the basis of anything.
Like
I'm all right with that one. Fair enough.
But like he's still, they're supporting the team, doing her thing and cheering them on. So I think things aren't going well, but I don't think Marsh has it as bad as Koklanis.
Yes.
Like there's a sliding scale of crap. Yeah. So we've got like the Connecticut Sun where it's just like high energy, enthusiastic crap versus like, lower energy crap versus like hostage crap. So
hostage.
He's right though. Like the Wings to me valid. Are like the Wings feels like a failure of coaching, whereas the Sky feels like a failure of GMing. And I don't know what happened between 2023 and 2024 where Jeff Pagliocca seemingly just lost his mind. And I don't ever want to go the distance and say that like that indicates higher up tampering in the process. But
what you want, man?
I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that it feels like they had a much better plan before all the negative press happened last year. And I go back to the fact that one of your hometown papers basically said Kennedy Carter needed to be tried for assault. And like when that moment happened, that to me set off the alarm bells that like whatever is occurring right now, ownership doesn't seem happy about what the perception of Chicago is. And we have seen in a multitude of sport, in this sport, in the WNBA, owners getting overly involved in the GM process. And while I do think Pagliocca has to go, just given what a disaster this year was from a roster construction standpoint, there is a piece of me that's like, I mean, did he blow it up on somebody else's behest? Because that's the only thing.
You had to. There's no way you're trading a number 3 pick in this past year's draft without Michael Alter and ownership signing off on that.
I agree.
Trading lottery picks is like my Winter Soldier code. I'm about to get activated.
I can't.
Oh my god, I'm so angry at that. So,
and especially
Goblin ass talking to him.
This offseason, every vet is going to be a free agent. There's no way that wasn't approved at the very top.
Well, and here's what I don't understand, Greer, to that point as well, right? Like when we had Tyler Marsh on our show after he was hired by the Sky, he talked about alignment, coach, GM, organizational alignment. And what I can't understand is if that is what you believed about this ownership group and front office when you were hired to be the head coach, how was there never a conversation about, hey, I think I want to make Angel Reese into Alyssa Thomas? Because if you take what Tyler Marsh is trying to do on the floor with Angel Reese and you juxtapose that against what the construction of the roster is, it's two completely different things. Like Courtney Vandersloot, even if Sloot was healthy, it's not even the same thing. Because if you're going to build around a point forward and have an AT type of player there, you need to surround them with shooters. And it's not as though this magically happened in Phoenix this year where we figured out, if you give AT shooters, all of a sudden she's going to be an MVP candidate. She's been doing it in Connecticut for a fucking decade, for a legitimate decade, and has done it next to a 6'6" center in Jonquel Jones. Like, they proved that Angel and Camilla can work. Like, conceptually, the model was there for you, and yet you built the team as if this was going to be like how Bill Laimbeer wanted to run the Aces with Liz Cambage and Asia Wilson.
Okay,
and so down. I don't understand.
This Aces mention is not allowed.
Hold on. We're doing well, and then
it boggles my mind, and it makes me feel like there had to have been something else at play here, because the goals of what you wanted to build with this roster and the goals of what it seems like Tyler Marsh wants the roster to be are at odds with each other. And it to a point where fans have a reasonable case to say, can Angel and Camilla work together? I think they can personally, but I just don't, like, nothing on the floor has shown you that. And I don't blame them for thinking that. So it's weird, because it looks like Jeff needs to be fired. But if the hunch is true, and there was a top-down edict about changing the perception of the Sky via getting rid of Kennedy and getting rid of Spoon and gearing Angel a different way, is the next GM going to do any better? Like, this is the type of shit that Courtney Williams and Gabby Williams and Candace Parker and everybody that's been involved Azure, like, everyone that's been involved with the Sky has talked about the organization in this way. And the thing that sucks is, like, I really thought they were turning the corner here, and they're right back to being the most dysfunctional franchise to me in the WNBA. And they had a 1 year break from that.
This year, do they even get to last year's total this year? Well, let's say win percentage, because obviously they're going to play 4 more games. But do they get, or however?
Right now they're at 8. They're at 8 wins.
What was the win percentage?
Their win percentage right now is 258. Their win percentage last year was 325.
Do they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look at, like, the full schedule and, like, map it out. But, like, that doesn't sound like it. I mean, like,
I'm telling you that, and, like, yes, Angel has missed time. Camilla's missed a little bit, but, like,
they're not. I'm looking at that schedule right now. They're not. I don't think they're getting that. I don't think they're getting those wins, big dog. I don't think it's coming. I'm doing some equations over here, and whole lot more L's than W's, I think.
How can you justify that as a coaching staff, as a front office? You fired the coach for reasons that are still unknown too, largely, right? Like, we haven't had a ton of clarity other than we want to go in a different direction.
That direction was hell.
down as far as you can go. That is the direction that they want to go.
Also, can we just go ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Chauny. I was going to say, like, we need to discuss a generational fall off in terms of, like, Jeff Pagliocco doing trades. Like, listen to the 2024 trades leading up to the draft. Like, Con Morgan Birch to Phoenix. It nets you Anya Nwede, Brianna Turner, a 2024 first rounder that later became Camila Cardoso, a 2025 second rounder that they later flipped, a 26 first and 26 second. All right, that's the first. The second is trades Julie Alamon, Leah Rue, and a 2025 third to the LA Sparks for a 2024 first. And that ends up being packaged in a trade for Sika Kone, that first, that 2025 second, and then 2026 first for Nicolina Milic and a 2024 first rounder that ended up becoming Angel Reese.
Yeah, and so like, I was gonna say, like, I didn't mind the things Jeff did in until the things that recently Jeff did. Like,
yes, the Mabry trade is an objectively good trade for Chicago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that was an objectively good trade,
100%.
and he just lost his fucking mind in the last.
He got happy. That's why don't go to Vegas, Jeff. Like, you got to know when to fold them.
You got to know when to
hold
quit when you're ahead. Like,
yeah, man.
Trading. I
But
mean, go ahead, Chauny. Go ahead. Like,
I think the Sky kind of need a gap year because this isn't like a new thing. Because I was looking at that earlier before we started recording, and I went all the way back. You have Alanna Deladon, right, for 3 years. She dips out. You have Sylvia Fowles for 6 years. She dips out. And then when you go back to that 2012 team, you have Sylvia Fowles, Swin Cash, Tisha Pinachero, Baby Sloot. Like, you had a roster that could have made something shake. They got like 5th and get eliminated pretty early. Don't really make a whole bunch of noise in the playoffs. And then you keep going. Fowles leaves. Candace Parker came for 1 year and won in her hometown. And it still wasn't enough to say, like, let's try and run it back and like build something here. She dips to a brand new organization in Vegas. Like, they run off bigs at an alarming rate. So I think they need to clean shop from top to bottom and go the way of the Cleveland Rockers. And just like take it, so that when they come back and it's like, oh, we're bringing back the Chicago Sky. Like, oh, everyone's excited. But they need, like, Greer, I'm going full other guys. They need a fresh start. They need to look each other in the face and say, fresh start. Because it's like, this has been going on for like 20 years.
20 years
have not been able.
They've the anniversary.
This is their 20th season, right? This is their 20th season.
Yeah.
No, next season.
I mean, like, Deladon.
2025 is the founder. Okay.
Yeah, Deladon was there in 2008. So it's coming up on 20 years. And it's like, it's not getting any better. And the thing about it is there's only so many people you can construct the roster around Angel and Camilla when nobody wants to play there. Because, like, that's always been a joke. Like, Kalia Copper says, like, I'm not going back there. Everybody that's left says, I'm not going back there. You had people that were there, like your Dana Evans and, your role players like Isabel Harrison that could have worked and could have helped. Fans ran them off. So now it's kind of like, if everybody always hears about, like, oh, you got your franchise player at a YMCA doing her opening press conference while, like, everybody else is at the Bellagio and, like, having all this, this fanfare and this, that, we ain't got no hot water. We don't get no breakfast. We don't get, our hotel.
It's not even the YMCA.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just traditional ghetto. And I don't know how you fix that other than, like, fold it, sell it to somebody else, restart it over. Because, like, before Jeff, it was James Wade. And
if Lord of the League, if you're new here, goodness gracious, don't even get us started on that name. Don't even get us started on him.
He had way too much free reign to go dip it, play for or go coach or do whatever he's doing for a NBA team. Like, he burnt that thing to the ground. So that's where I'm kind of like, no matter who you keep bringing in, they always do something insane. And it's like,
and to the best of my knowledge, Chauny, shovels aren't even in the ground for that training facility that they pushed. That was supposed to be remember, that was the whole thing last offseason was Angels here. We're going to announce this new training facility. Like, Chicago is going to end up in shovels ain't in the ground.
That's
yet.
Not good. That's not
shovels
good.
Shovels are in the
Do
ground.
I got a job for Jeff or what?
Like, yeah. Like, it's just,
he needs to roll up his sleeves. No. Yeah.
Like,
and this is
goodness. I'm so, what's so crazy to me too is that you have the James Wade situation where this all gets burnt down and you like kind of lucked into being able to like especially given what the situation was of how bad the draft picks were in terms of just like how much you had, your resources were completely depleted, both in what you could offer as an organization and your resources in roster building. So, like, you lucked into getting two genuinely very, very good bigs, right? And you need that in this league. I'm at the point now where if this free agency, and more than likely, I assume it's going to be Angel, because in terms of free agency recruitment, and if they aren't able to get somebody in and to pair with this duo, one is gone. Like I don't
absolutely
like easily like at least one of Camilla or Angel is gone, and that's not any type of reporting or any type of information.
It might be both.
It really might be because neither of them give the like. I don't feel, and nor really should they be. I don't think they're going to be very patient with the idea of letting this practice facility build and all that. Not when you got all these other teams that are state of the art. Why would I stay here? What are you doing to put winning teams or bettering my career? Not a goddamn thing in Chicago. Not a single thing is being done.
Rivaled is actually making it worse though, because now you got her making friends at all these.
That's what I'm getting at. So it might not be her recruiting there. Yeah. It might be her leaving somewhere else.
Jeff gotta like fix it.
Today was that not today or was it yesterday?
What she said?
Can you please pull up Angel's last tweet?
Yes, hold on. I did see this. It was cryptic.
Yeah, I mean,
but like she's been taking pot shots at her own franchise since she got
understandably so.
But she's talking to people, and then when she came in and said like, "Oh, I just go and take notes on what they're doing at their franchises and bring it back to ours," and I was just like, "Your second-year player shouldn't be doing that."
You said if you're not going to apply the notes, there's no reason for me to 100%. Keep giving them.
Right? Beyonce system. My notes.
I'm not gonna listen.
There's no reason for me to keep giving them if you're not going to apply them.
Hey, Jeff got to go ahead and fix this real quick. He can make things way better. Just send us Camilla and Kia Nurse for Jewel Lloyd. Let her come home. Let her.
That trade stinks, by the way. I just want you to know
that trade is amazing.
That trade stinks.
You are
I just want you to know that.
You and the rest of Twitter
not even the Chicago Sky are making that one. That trade stinks.
You and the fans, y'all can all go to hell. It's a great trade.
Look,
make it happen.
All I know. First of all, it's insane, Tyler, that the way like you talk about, how they lucked into Angel and Camilla, and it's like Jeff did that. Like Jeff lucked them into that. So what the fuck 100%. Happened? But also,
100%.
Skylar Diggins, future Chicago Sky.
If she keep fighting everybody in Seattle,
free agent next year.
That's a nasty rumor. Nasty rumor alert. Not official.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those that I would like. I think that would be so funny. That's no reporting. That's just mess. I just want the messiness. Skylar Angel would be fun.
I
don't know. I don't.
Camilla in Vegas.
I don't think Skylar would go to an organization run like that, though.
I don't either. And they have no support for moms. Like they don't support the non-moms.
Let me be messy. Come on now.
But like on paper, like I like it. Yeah, I think that would be, but I don't see why she would leave Seattle.
Seattle with a whole bunch of problems.
It doesn't look like it's long for the Storm, honestly, if we want to go there right now.
Speaking of hot messes, the Storm are currently sliding. Getting ghettoer by the day. I don't really know what to make of it. Like Noel Quinn, your seat's got to be feeling pretty warm at this moment because I don't know what's going on. Bruh, your draws are burning. I know they are. Like it's just not a good situation over there. Like they had so much potential. It turned into the unction. The unction is just faltering. I don't.
Turn the lights on at the unction, dude. I think
it's on. I got Waffle and Closer playing in there.
I think it's they are 8th place. They have dropped down to 8th place. Turn the lights on at the unction. It's over.
Because I was looking at that today too, trying to like calculate some matchups and see who's going where. We're still getting that Indy Mercury matchup. So
need that.
The Storm are threatening to not be in the playoffs if they like keep faltering like this, and it's not good. And I think they could save their season by sending Ezzy to Vegas. We give you we'll figure it out.
Deadline's over. Just like mutual agreement. It's like
everybody
just not working. Just
go back. Sorry.
Go ahead. Didn't mean it.
Well, let's try this
what
again.
What do you make of this, Greg? Because you're the resident Storm fan here.
Shard half, but yes.
Yes, it's true.
I think it's awful.
Fair enough.
I think it's awful because in a lot, but they're losers of 5 straight, 4 or 5 straight, 5 straight.
5 straight.
5. Yep.
Okay. They've also scored like 85 and up in a number of those games. Right, I think one of them starts with the Sparks double OT game. I think
yes,
that was the first game that they lost.
Yeah, I got the scores right here. So it goes, it's Sparks both in the hundreds because of the double overtime.
Yeah.
Then you lose 78-74 to Fever, 91-87, 90-86, 94-91.
Okay, so I knew they weren't going to have legs against the Fever. So the fact that they made it,
so the last 3 have been 85 plus losses.
Okay, so like. Again, 4 of those 5 games have been like high scoring for Storm standards, right? What do I make of it? Also, they traded for Brittany Sykes in the middle of that, right? Who she's coming, like she's done her thing for the most part. She had 27 in the last game, her debut. I think she was, it was fine. Like, they all look gassed, first of all. Like, and we're talking about players who looks most gassed to me is Gabby Williams, who, if you recall at the beginning of the season, obviously played on an all-star level well enough to get her first all-star game appearance, right? But post all-star, she's actually been a non-factor for them on offense.
On offense.
Defense, she's always gonna, she's just a freak of an athlete. So defensively, she's always gonna do her thing. But offensively, she has given them very little post all-star break. Which also could be a function of the fact that she is a player who plays year-round around the world, right? Like this is not their schedule, they're playing tougher teams and teams that are surging too in the back half of the season. But yeah, they're not getting any real offensive production from Gabby. Ezzy has kind of come on of late, but maybe too late. You know what I mean? And then what I'm baffled by is the late game execution by seasoned vets.
Yeah,
that Skylar turnover was
they
bad.
Were up like 7 points with 2.
Oh, that's when Rashard shows up.
2 minutes to go the other night. And LA, was it LA or the Val? Who was it? I'm sorry.
It was LA.
LA, yeah.
LA scored like 9 straight points.
Yeah.
To end the game. Obviously the one bright spot is Dominique Malonga has arrived.
Come on.
She has arrived.
It's getting scary.
And it is. She's 19, the youngest player to ever have back-to-back 20-point games in the W.
That's right. That makes sense to me.
Sounds like a real prodigy.
But coming from it's fine.
Holstered it.
But yeah, Dominique Malonga has arrived, but yeah, the lack of execution from their vets down the stretch, like when you're turning it over out of an ATO,
at your big age, like what's she doing?
Yeah,
I think Gabby got to put that France jersey on underneath, man, and make something shake because it's
I'm firmly on free Ezzy. Like I'm. And part of this,
just
part
not
of it
to
is,
Vegas. 2022, I can't do it.
Well,
future Dallas wing Ezzy McBethor.
No, just waive her and then we'll pick her up.
Waive her. She's gonna be a free agent.
It's clear Dominique Malonga is the player.
Yeah,
like it's clear. And I don't know how you can continually justify a player that is giving you 20-point double-doubles younger than any player in WNBA history on the bench or having her minutes eaten up by a player that's averaging 8 and 6 in her like fifth year in the league. To me, some of that's a failure of Seattle's development because I feel like even at 23, right? Like a couple years ago, second or third year in the league, we're talking about Ezzy as if she makes the leap, she can jump into the territory of elite 6'4" players. Like there was this idea that if the offense gets married to that defense, we're talking about somebody that can contend with somebody like an Asia Wilson, like, head to head. And it just never has materialized on the offensive end for her. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if that's solely her or if that's the function of the offense itself, but it to me feels like you are fighting time here by having her on that roster, knowing where Dominique is and what she's about to be. And it wouldn't shock me if, to your point, Greer, as he becomes a free agent, they're okay letting her walk. And I think that is something to monitor and keep an eye on. Noelle Quinn's seat is hot. I just, there's too much talent on this team. And like, yes, they're old. Like, yes, this is the unction. Yes, you're built to win now. I get it. But like, there's too much talent. There's way too much talent. This is in a lot of ways. And like, I've already invoked his name once on the pod. Like it is giving like 2019 Lambeer Aces. It really is. Because I know Chauny, you remember this because Bill was at Public Enemy #1 at that point. Like you had Liz, you had Jackie, you had Kelsey, you had Asia, you had all of these. You had Kayla McBride and De'Erica Hamby all on the same team, and you can't do it. Like you can't get past Phoenix.
All under 30. Everybody on Seattle's over.
Sure, but that one, yes, that one is more egregious. But it's giving the same type of energy to me. Is like you're only going to play 6 or 7 players, run them into the ground, and you're 16-16. Like for all the shit we've given the Aces this year, bro. Like the Aces are surging. The Aces are 4 games over 500 and been really good in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, Melissa Smith has been.
Melissa's actually been really damn solid.
Yeah, Melissa Smith has played great, and moving Jewel Lloyd to the bench has actually been huge, even on the games where she hasn't played her best. Like, granted, Asia's played out of her fucking mind. Like 32 and 20 is just a preposterous stat line to have. But juxtapose those two things, like comp where Vegas is and how they have, in spite of everything, managed to fix what is going on and at least give fans some reason to be optimistic versus Seattle, which is losers of 6 of their last 7. And the one win is Connecticut, right? Like there's just not a lot of meat on the bone here. And you can feel them. My issue is you can feel them getting past, and on top of the age of the players, your peak players in the prime of their career, looking at Ezzy, looking at Gabby, are tailing or plateauing. And that, I think, is the thing that concerns me. Is it'd be one thing if everyone over, the whole starting 5 was over the age of 30 and they were just out of gas completely. You have 2 really good players in your prime there and you're not doing stuff with them, and you are about to get saved by what may end up being like one of the fucking best players. Seattle can't keep getting away with this shit, by the way. Like, you go as an organization, you manage to end up with Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird off rip. You manage to luck into Stewie and had Jewel. Stewie leaves, and then you manage to get this whole other group of folks, NECA and Skylar and everybody. And just when it feels like, oh, can they, maintain this? You manage getting Dominique fucking Malonga. Like, I give this to Seattle from a front office and ownership perspective. They know who to identify to stay in the mix every single year. But I think that's why I'm hard on the Storm at 16-16 right now, is the bar that the Storm as an organization have set is so high that 16-16 and looking listless to me is like disaster territory for them. When the reality is like they win a lot. And so we expect them to win a lot and look really good doing so.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the function of the unction. So we're monitoring that.
The function of the unction.
No, I mean, and it also begs the question of like the 2 timeline philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's just probably not a viable strategy. You know what I mean?
Talk to me, Greer.
I know he's the biggest hater.
Talk to me, Greer.
But like, honestly, I don't feel like Seattle was on a 2-time. Like Gabby and Ezzy is very young, but she's been playing basketball for a very long time. So that's
been in the league since she was 20.
19.
Yeah, so it's like
after the 19 came over at 20. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a vet. Like just she should be on the same timeline as the unction. Like it just shouldn't be this different thing. Yeah. So I feel like come to Vegas, sister. You need a fresh start. We got you.
I think we'll get a really like this, I mean, obviously free agency, we're going to get a clear indication of like who knows what all the timelines of teams and everything will look like after the free agency. But you're going to have 2 genuinely solid first round picks. You're going to have a lottery pick and you're going to have a mid first round pick. And you can pretty easily, if you want to, decide it's time to go young and build around those 2 picks and Dominique Malonga and whoever else, whatever else happens kind of in free agency. If we see them trying and run back the unction, that's what I'm going to be like worried about, like their timeline aspect. I'm not to that point then, like how I was with the Sparks and everything, because they haven't really allocated resources into the unction. You give your first round pick, like your worst of 3 to get Brittany Sykes. I can live with that. That's
they haven't mortgaged the future yet.
Exactly. Because the player we're talking about was the future mortgaged and in LA. So, like, to me, this free agency, we'll find out a lot about what the mindset of Seattle is, because it's not hard to make an argument that it's time to just blow it up and you go build around Malonga, see who you get in the lottery. Obviously, that also is very dependent where you land in the lottery, because I think 1 and 2 are very different than 3 and 4 in this draft. And so I'm very interested in that in terms of, because if they get the number 1 pick again, I mean, goodness. Hey, AZ next to Dominique Malonga?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you bets, Flau'jae, AZ, like
Olivia Miles.
You could get some. So 3, 4 like, is actually not that bad.
And then even if you get to, like, when you look at that middle pick, you get like your Gianna Neepkins types of players that, like, I think would fit really well next to it. Like, like we'll see how it all kind of shakes out, because I think we could see a Neepkins like potentially work her way into like that 4-5 territory more so. But like that's what you're working with here. Like, you have a very deep draft and you have 2 good first round picks in it. You can make the switch timeline wise now after you've seen what Dominique Malonga has been able to do at the back half of this season.
Yeah, and you have the institutional knowledge too. Like, that's the 100%. Like, don't be afraid to do it because you've done it before. And Malonga, she was given the reign of the MVP.
Bro, she's something, dog.
No, Malonga, like this, I've never.
You didn't see that, Chauny? No, like, not even no funny shit. Like, she.
No, I mean, I'm just kind of like
a twig,
No, it just kind of feels targeted at this point.
Like, Hamby too. Like, take your pick. Like, she, like,
pick a former ace. Pick an ace. Pick an ace.
Liz Campbell's
see, this is what I'm talking about. He's too happy.
Pick an ace.
No, like, she's giving business. Like, this
is the worst she's gonna be. Right. This is the worst she's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying.
And I'm not even, like, no hating, all jokes aside, if Noelle figures out what she has from Jump Street, we're looking at a completely different Rookie of the Year race. Because like Sonia Citron wouldn't be winning right now. It would. I would argue that it would be Dominique.
Put some money on it. Put some money on the Citron.
My parting thought before we go. We don't encourage sports gambling. No sports betting on this site. We've had enough. We've had enough discussion. We've had enough discussions about poly markets and dildos that sports betting in the WNBA has been enough.
I'm satisfied.
Like, bro, I'm scared to like drink water on air now because of my bottle. Like,
my parting thought before we wrap here. To your point on Noelle Quinn, Chauny, 74-68 all time as a head coach. Lost in the second round, conference finals, missed the playoffs, lost in the first round. It has never actually won and finished first in the West. Career win-loss percentage of 521. I don't like calling for coaches to be fired until it gets all the way till the end. Like, I am very serious about it, like, especially with 5 out in the column. Like, I don't like to be the person and like for us to call for firings for people, because I think that cheapens the impact of when you do. Like, if you say fire Jeff Pagliocca, like, that shit should mean something. So I will say we are monitoring the Noelle Quinn situation
heavily,
because that shit is
heavily monitored.
She's also the only Black female head coach in this league. I also want to point that out, right?
Yeah.
And so, you hate to see it, but
no, you do. You absolutely do.
Yeah,
and then
but it's like,
of like the ones that are on assistants right
Yep.
now, who at least the ones who have been former players. Some of them haven't been given a shot at the helm, and also did
Brienne
terribly.
January.
So yeah, I mean, it is something to monitor because it's like, do players of that or coaches of that ilk, do they have a place in this league? Right? We just went through a hiring cycle where 8 new coaches were hired, 7 of whom were completely new to the league, right? As like head coaches. And if I remember correctly, overwhelmingly male.
Yeah.
Like,
so but it's like you then look and see, like, we need to find out what happened to Spoon. Like, somebody needs to tell us. But you have Tanisha Wright, you have Vicky Johnson, you have like, I'm going back to like Amber Stock. Like, I still need to know what happened there because I feel like she was doing well. Taj McFranklin Williams, I get her name like
I got you.
Listen, real throwback posting.
Dang, bruh. Like, I saw that live in Dallas, but like, yeah, you don't want to say it, but like, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. We fly a plane with a banner that says "Fire our coach" the second we get fed up. So I'm not.
Happens pretty often with you guys recently.
When have you ever won a championship?
In my lifetime,
when has Oklahoma ever won anything? That's
beside the point, man. Let's just wrap up.
Like, where's your championship T-shirt? What'd you watch? All right, then.
Quickly.
So if all hearts and minds are clear,
yeah, I'm clear.
Baker Mayfield's.
Which Heisman statue you want me to go by? You know.
Anyways,
yeah.
Wrap this up. Give us a 5-star review on Apple.
Subscribe on the YouTube.
Substack.
Subscribe to the
YouTube.
All that. NoCastBaseWB.com.
Ignore these last 5 minutes and tell a friend.
Yeah.
And we thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week.